Dear women, dear men, and dear Mrs. President, dear Mrs. Rajavi, when I take the floor, I reflected, what can I tell you within all the miseries we are living through, full of contradictions and less hope than more illusion. And let me say, from where I take my hope, of course we need international law. Of course we need written rights for women, really legalized. But my hope in the last months, I take them from people within what we call Camp Liberty. Therefore, let me say, this International Day of Women worldwide, and it's so difficult to bring these people from Camp Liberty. It was said in a few months they all will be in safe countries, far away from this. And do we really learn from these people who don't give up? We are so easy, so in certain situations we say it's not possible. Yes, it's much more possible than we are bringing together. And therefore, let me say, it was already, you have already spoken about the hostages, 6 women and 1 man. It's a scandal against all international law. Nobody knows where they are. And it's not only Iraq who has to tell us. Yes, they have to tell us. But where's UN? Where is America to bring us in a better situation? It's now 6 months it happened, and no answer at all where they are. We don't know. Are they tortured? Are they still alive? Nothing. That's really a brutal policy against human beings. And therefore, we have to stand up. What was already said this afternoon, believe me, the time I spent with this group, with Mrs. Rajavi, I learned it's so difficult to get forward, to persuade people. Look what she did, also with the people going for hunger strike, no longer believing at an alternative. She is consequently against Islamic fundamentalism. It's not a reaction against religion, but against the abuse of religion that we have in a lot of countries. And believe me, what is going on? Let's work for democracy. Those people, also we as women, living in democratic countries, sometimes I have the impression we ignore, we don't know what is the importance and the relevance of freedom. Sometimes people, maybe in Eastern Europe, maybe in the Middle East, maybe in Iran, they have much more courage than we have. So don't say we can't do nothing. We are more powerful compared to our belief. I said it already, and therefore for me it's so important that we have this kind of gatherings. Then I have to say, against all bad messages, we were successful on the European level, more and more. When you listen to our parliamentarians from the European Parliament, Ms. Rajavi can even speak of our own experience, we get more and more people who we can persuade. It's the same, a very long story in the United States. It was in 2012 that the highest court of justice in the United States had to abolish this discrimination of Iranian resistance. So it's difficult, yes, but never give up. That's my conviction. As long as we can move, we will not stop. And so it's important for me to have such persons. We need them going forward, showing us ways to bring changement. And I will stop my short speech when I come back to the message from you, Mrs. Rajavi, from today. My hope, and I'm convinced, she said, that women will bring us to another future. Then I can have this message also from the UN or UNHCR. But let me insist. Still, we are very often objects, not subjects. And the power of the dictators, sometimes I believe they fear us, and therefore their pressure to torture us, to give us no rights, is their own uncertainty. So why should we fear them any longer? But they are powerful. And insofar, we need, on the one side, confidence, interrelationship, cooperation instead of confrontation. But believe me, we also need clear perception, clear conviction, not only rational approach, but emotional and social approach. I hope you will make your first step when you are at home to say now the resolution to our government, and when they don't answer a second and a third time, we get forward when we stick together. We have to learn more solidarity from those who are suffering in a very, very difficult situation. Thank you.